Hey there guys, SaintsKnight here, welcoming you guys back to the channel here with another episode of the F1 show. And today we are going to be taking a look at the 2018 Italian Grand Prix weekend, which was held at one of the most favourite tracks in all of the F1 calendar by fans and personally by myself, although it's not my first favourite, but you know. Anyway, it's Monza. Monza being Italy being Ferrari's home turf. Now you could imagine Italy being Ferrari's home ground. You would think that they would do good. You probably think they'd probably be at 1, 2, complete line and qualifying and race and practice and everything. So you know what? Let's find out. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, if you do want to keep seeing the F1 show on the channel, you know what to do. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button. So without further ado, let's actually not dive into qualifying as of yet. Let's talk about what happened in FP3. Now, if you guys don't know, I rarely talk about the practice sessions in F1 weekend because usually the practice is always the most boring part. Now, FP3 for Monza was different though, because at Monza, last week at Belgium, we had Charles Leclerc actually prove that the Halo was actually very, very, very useful, despite being ugly, because of the crash. Well, 3-car pileup, which led to a lot of people going out, and Leclerc being one of them, surviving. And this week we had another salver in the form of Marcus Ericsson, who after totaling his car, after losing control, I think it was on the pit straight at Monza, causing his car to turn left and crash, doing a couple of barrel rolls, which actually makes him lucky that he's actually alive, as well as Charles Leclerc. Now, I just want to say that it's a good thing that Marcus Ericsson is alive. Thank God that you actually may actually recover through. I highly doubt you're watching this, but if you are, then thank God you made it out alive. Now, moving on to qualifying, and let's bring up the chart here and I'm going to put it note for editors. Put it where the Star Wars poster is. So, and as we can see from here, of course, being Italy, being Ferrari's home circuit, you better know that Ferrari have a 1-2 on the podium, actually on the track, with surprisingly Kimi Räikkönen actually topping the board here, and with a time of 1 minute 19.1, which is actually a very, very good time for a Formula 1 car around Monza, with his teammate Sebastian Vettel, like I said, going into second place, and with a gap of 0.161 seconds, which isn't really that much, all things considered. And continuing down the line, we have a line of Mercedes led by Lewis Hamilton, who got to it was only 0.175 seconds slower, so he was about 0.014 seconds slower than Vettel, who just beats him, but it's still an impressive gap. Meanwhile, after Bottas here, I'm not too sure about Bottas' time, it'll be up there, being Max Verstappen, who was actually near enough 1.5 seconds slower, which isn't really too bad, actually. I mean, it's nice to see that a Red Bull is actually, up there on the grid, being up at the top 5 here, and it's nice to actually see that Verstappen. It looked like from that start that Verstappen would actually be good, but we don't know how. Actually, but then again, nobody knows how turn one at Monza would be. I mean, whilst Monza has like a good enough straight, I mean, it's quicker than either Baku or Spa, like last week. It's still a pretty short. The pits, actually not pit straight. Yeah, pit straight for like where the starting position is. And now race day. Actually, no. Here's a little fun fact for you. This is my 6th time actually trying to record this video. And the reason why is because whenever I get brought up on the subject of the race day for here, I get pissed off. I get a lot angry, and then I go into a bit of an angry rant. So apologies if I go into a rant at this stage, but you'll know why as I talk about it. So you know what? First of all, let's bring up the chart, and as you can see, not a lot of people went out. I think only I think about 3 people in total only got actually got out, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't action packed. Oh no! In fact, here's where it gets interesting. I mean, on the first lap, as you can see, Vettel isn't really in a good place right now. Reason why? Lewis Hamilton on the first lap, actually, that's because Vettel actually on the first lap actually had a bit of a problem as he came. Actually, as Lewis Hamilton actually collided with him, not collide, but like bumped Vettel and actually caused him to spin, therefore making Vettel drop many places. And if you actually look at the footage like I did, you can actually tell that Vettel had the right line. He was correct. Hamilton should have either like gone a little bit faster and try and he should have actually just backed off, is what I'm trying to say. He should have just backed off and given Vettel the space. But nope. Instead, this had to happen, and Vettel had to end up wherever he ended up here. And the FIA, I hope you're watching this because you're fucking stupid. Not only did Vettel actually go down a lot, but Hamilton did not even get a fucking penalty. He did not get penalized for this. Because as you can see, look, he's first. He's fucking first. He should not be there. He should not be there. At all. No, you should not be there. You should be like, what? I don't know, fifth. Replace Verstappen. I'll get to it later. Replace Verstappen with him. And maybe that would be better. That would probably be a hell of a lot better. Move Verstappen up to 4th. But anyway, sticking to the first lap, Brendan Hartley actually... It wasn't a good week for Toro Rosso either, because Brendan Hartley actually got put out on the first lap as well after colliding with the Sauber, actually with one of the Saubers, which actually made his wheel come off. So it wasn't the best week for Toro Rosso. Neither it was for Fernando Alonso and Daniel Ricciardo. Now Ricciardo, unfortunately, after the disastrous race last week at Spa, he had to... actually, no, do you remember when I said he had to go out of the race? He pulled into the pits last weekend because the team were concerned about preserving the car. He got put out on the 25th lap after engine issues. Now, this is becoming you could sense that this is becoming a thing for Red Bull. It happened with Ricciardo last week, and it happened before that, and I think it happened to Verstappen at one point, several weeks beforehand. Same with Fernando Alonso. He was out because of another engine issue as well. Now, you know what? enough about that. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Verstappen. Why is he the elephant in the room? He's not the elephant in the room. You may notice, if you didn't hear last time, you may have noticed, he's 5th. Why? What happened? I'll tell you. Well, on one of the 40, actually, in the lap by for 30s or 40s, Verstappen, well, Bottas, Verstappen was given a 5-second penalty for colliding with Bottas. Now, this is where I got into a rant, because I looked at the footage. I looked extensively at the footage. I looked at it. After the race was over, I waited until the race highlights were out on YouTube, watched that incident, went frame by frame to determine if Verstappen was in the wrong, if Bottas was in the wrong. I went to establish who was in the wrong, because when I first watched it, I was like, there's no fucking way that Verstappen actually fucking caused that incident. And you know what? I was right! Because if you look close attention, you will see that Verstappen had the right line. Verstappen had the exact right line. He had the racing line. Bottas had the wrong line. He was going... I don't know what the fuck he was doing. I don't know what Bottas was doing. He was going on the inside line, but he was in the wrong. He was on, like, near the grass, and Verstappen was actually in the correct line. And yet, the same... Well, Hamilton had an incident that's worse, that caused his rival. Let's bear in mind, Vettel is Hamilton's championship rival, and what happened? He causes Vettel to spin, placing him like somewhere down, like below Hamilton. Hamilton does not get penalized. Verstappen, actually Bottas gets in Verstappen's way, causes himself to go off into the safety chicane, well, safety like bollards, goes through the like safety slalom, and yet Verstappen receives a 5-second penalty. FIA, Liberty Media, get your fucking shit together, because this is what's wrong with this weekend. Has demonstrated what is wrong with F1 now, since Liberty Media have taken over for like broadcasting F1, being in charge of F1. Bernie, we need Bernie back. If Bernie was here, this wouldn't happen. You would know that McLaren would actually be competing along with Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari. It would be fantastic, but no, instead we got Liberty Media. Those fucks actually making the stupid decisions like these. And I'm on Verstappen's side. Verstappen said in an interview that he wasn't in the wrong. It was Bottas' fault, and you know what? Both AMGs, if the FIA haven't decided to take points off of either Bottas or Hamilton, or if they haven't given a fine, if they haven't been given like a fine or penalty or whatever the fuck, if something hasn't been done by the FIA, by Liberty Media, by the chairman of motor racing, actually by the chairman of the FIA in Formula 1, if they haven't done anything to penalise Bottas, Hamilton, or Toto Wolff, then I swear to God, you're going to get, not just me, you're going to get a lot of people complaining about you and how your methods are. And they will want a regime change. I can guarantee you that. Their angry rant's over. Now, well, let's look at the top three now. Hamilton, the cheating cunt, finished first. Raikkonen finishing second. At least Ferrari have something good, and Verstappen, who was supposed to finish third. He was supposed to finish where I think Bottas or Vettel was. Nope. E goes down to 5th, which, you know what? Get rid of that chart. Which I believe I have made my points very clear about those decisions. Now, you know what, with that, let's take a look at the how does this affect the driver standings, you ask? Well, let's bring up this chart here, and as you can see, Lewis Hamilton... Actually, no, I'm not going to call Lewis Hamilton anymore. I'm going to call him Cheating Cunt. So, on driver standings, Cheating Cunt is first place with 256 points, whilst Sebastian Vettel is about 30 points behind, so there's still not a lot into it. If I'm hoping that's less by the time that the next F1 weekend actually rolls around. If not, then I'm going to be angry. Now, Verstappen is still in 5th place, which he hasn't lost any places, so not too bad, with 130 points. Now, that's not bad. Overall, this weekend, I mean, it started off going wrong with Marcus Ericsson going off at, well, him losing control of his car during the pit straight at FP3, and it just got worse and worse and worse from there. This race is a classic example of how the FIA shouldn't do races, or how Liberty Media shouldn't do races, because it pisses a lot of people off, and not only does it do that, but it loses a lot of the fan base that F1 has. So, this is why I'm going to say, Liberty Media, if you do not, if you do not penalize either Mercedes, Bottas, Hamilton, Toto Wolff, if you do not penalize any member of AMG, Mercedes AMG Petronas in any way, then you are going to get a lot of angry people, and you're going to get another rant. You're probably going to get another video of me saying, what is wrong with Liberty Media? So those are my thoughts on the Italian Grand Prix. What did you guys think about it? Whatever your thoughts, leave them in the comments down below. And apart from that, I'm afraid it is now time to end today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please smash the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And if you're not new, then do not forget to click the bell icon next to the subscribe button to get notified on all upcoming videos. And apart from that, guys, we will see you in the next video. So until then, guys, it's your boy SaintsKnight here. And peace.